So hello, everyone. I am Senior Director of Sales, Kelly McVeigh here at Hugh and Grace, and I'm so excited that you decided to join us today to learn a little bit more about the opportunity and even more exciting about the opportunity in Canada. So we have just recently launched Canada, and it's really exciting and fun to watch people diving in to launching Hugh and Grace into a new country. And I can say I'm a little bit I love it even more. I have my partner in crime is from Canada, outside of Toronto, Kitchener. And
Oh,
so I was very excited for this Canadian launch. So I'm super excited for all of my Canadian friends out there. So I always like to start off this call by sharing a little bit about Hugh and Grace. Many of you probably know a little bit about this company, but I like to say Sarah and Ben Jensen, there are co-founders, co-CEOs, co-parents to cute little Hugh and Grace, and they are the reason that this incredible company exists. So Sarah and Ben have a 21-year love story, and they've been together for that long. I need to change that every May. I know when their anniversary is now. And 14 of those years, they really struggled with infertility. They went to the best doctors. They were talking to as many people as possible. Sarah was actually in incredible health. She was a marathon runner at that time. And at one point, one of the doctors said to her, I want you to quit eating sweet potatoes. I want you to look at your personal care products. And Sarah really said, what does that mean? What are you talking about? And he started talking about EDCs, endocrine disrupting chemicals. And those can be found everywhere, every single day of our lives. And really, Sarah wanted to dive in and ask the questions and find out, what does this mean? Now, I think our Canadian friends do a much better job up north than here in the US. There is more regulation. People look a little bit more about ingredients and what they're using in, on, and around our bodies. But Sarah and Ben, really wanted to dive in and learn, what does that mean? What is this information? And so their story has a very happy ending that Ben's sister was a surrogate and had cute little Hugh. He's a charmer, just so you know. And Sarah's sister said, I want to give Hugh a sibling. And Sarah's sister was a surrogate and had beautiful Grace. So they have their two amazing children, Hugh and Grace. Sarah looked at Ben and said, we have to pass this on to as many people as possible. This is education that we didn't know, and we need to pass it forward. And that's really why they chose this model of business, because they felt very much that this is something you can tell person to person. There's a story behind it. I think we all have our own individual story, whether it's an infertility story. Our hormones are imbalanced and can affect us in lots of different ways, from migraines to sleep to obesity to cancer. There are so many different ways that our hormones are affected, men and women. I think women are known to talk about hormones a little bit more, but the men in our lives also can be unregulated in their hormones, and their hormones can be imbalanced. So they really dived in to starting this incredible company that I hope that you are excited to learn a little bit more about today. I mentioned that we're based off of three pillars: personal care products, health and wellness, and home or lifestyle. And so really it's about in, on, and around. And we have launched and now launching in Canada, which is really, really incredible. So today I have an incredible person, Michelle Pfile. I'm getting ready to learn Michelle a little bit more today on this call, which is one of my favorite parts of this job. And I think that what I think Sarah and Ben really found with this company is it started with their story. It started with their journey with Hugh and Grace. And really, this company is made up of every single advocate story and every single client story. And we all have a story that we bring to the table that makes us want to jump in and be a part of this incredible community. So Michelle, I'm super excited to get to know you today. And Michelle is someone that has dived into launching Canada, and she's doing it in a really incredible, amazing way, building an incredible community and doing it quickly. I have to say, I was like, look at these Canadians. They are jumping in and making it happen. So Michelle, I would love for you to tell everyone a little bit about yourself.
Well, thank you. First off, just thank you for having me come and share with everyone. It's so nice to be asked. And I am 50, so I don't know, do you want the long version, Kelly, or the short
Listen,
version?
I'll take it all. I'll take it, whichever version you're ready to share. You look
Okay. Well,
incredible for 50.
oh,
Listen,
well, thank you.
go.
Well, first of all, most importantly, I'm a mom to a 13-year-old daughter who is absolutely horse obsessed, and I am scared of all animals. So you can just imagine how that floats around in our house. And my husband works here at home with me. And my journey with my health started in my late teens when I was diagnosed with a prolactinoma tumor on my pituitary gland, and also diagnosed with PCOS at the same time. Now, way back then, honestly, we just didn't have the information that we have now. So I didn't even realize the connection between those two things and my hormones. So I really just struggled through. I always struggled with being overweight and confidence issues and acne and headaches. And really, the list goes on. And I had no clue that there was this connection. All I was told at a doctor's office was, you're probably always going to be overweight and you most likely won't have any children. So,
Yeah.
as you can imagine, how sort of devastating that was to sort of live with for many years. In my mid 30s, my mom, and she's actually on this call, so I have to say hi,
Love
mom.
that. Hi, Michelle's mom.
She found some sort of like system, weight loss system. And it was kind of the first thing that helped me understand nutrition a little bit better. And that really started my path towards just getting healthier, just becoming a healthier person. And over a number of years, I lost about 80 pounds.
Wow.
In the mix of all of that, I was using some supplements and workouts from a company, and I was given the opportunity to be a part of their network marketing company. Now, at the time, I had a salon and spa. I was a hairdresser for over 20 years and truthfully loved it and thought I would be doing that for the rest of my life, and I would have tons of In Style with Michelle's all over Ontario. That really was my goal. But then I got into this company and I fell in love with serving other women. I fell in love with just helping them with their health and hearing their stories and sort of figuring out how to help them in a really mindful way, sustainable way. I was always about health and wellness and true health, not quick fixes. And truthfully, I also fell in love with helping women create freedom in their life. I fell in love with the network marketing model. It helped me come home and work from home for the past 7 years. I've been able to be home with my daughter. My husband was able to come home, and it gave us just an incredible life. And we've been super happy. Now, 6 or 7 weeks ago, that network marketing company just couldn't withstand the network marketing model anymore.
Yeah.
And I understand why, but it did leave me in a little bit of a predicament. It was one of those crossroads that I thought to myself, oh my gosh, this is a lifestyle we've got used to. It is going to be stripped away. What's next? And I had a couple options. I'm a nutritional therapist, so I went and did my nutritional therapy practitioner certification a couple years ago. And I thought, well, maybe I'll do that. I'll just do one-on-one coaching. But the truth is, my heart is in a company, a mission-driven company like this. I just love everything about network marketing. I love that we get to help people and serve people. I love that we get to create freedom in our life. And serendipitously, I ended up on a call with Craig, who is your corporate person here at Hugh and Grace.
Yes.
And
Yes.
as he started describing Hugh and Grace, I just immediately knew, with all of my past and all of my present and all of the things that I want for my future, this was absolutely the company that I wanted to partner with. And it was also a place where I felt really good about bringing my team if they felt the call as well. I wanted them to feel as strong about the mission, because that's what I believe this is. This isn't about, yes, it's about creating income and freedom for your families, but it's about the mission and advocating for this mission first. And that's what we've been doing since November 1st. And it's been so exciting. And I can truly say now that I'm so grateful that that announcement on whenever it was September 30th came, because it was, it was time for a new direction for myself and for everyone that's come along with us.
Well, Michelle, I loved you shared it in that way. I think when big things happen in life, big transitions, and listen, often in life, transitions are thrown at us. They're not like welcomed with open
Yeah.
arms. But in those biggest transitions and pivots, we find a space that the journey is meant to take us to. And so I love that a big announcement that you had to take a pause and you had to think at what your life looks like, what you want, but that you ultimately found a home here at Hugh and Grace. And I love the things that you mentioned. I mean, it's a reason, a huge part, probably 99.9% of why I love doing this model of business is empowering others, helping them find you mentioned some of the things, financial freedom, the ability to build something that they want that can be a legacy in their own way. I think a business like this, you're supported by a larger company, but it's really your business. It's your brand. It's you pushing something forward. And I love that you have found this place to kind of dive in and find a home. And I want to go back. I mean, you have been on a health and wellness journey yourself. Has it been I don't know if interesting is the right word, but everything that you learned from hormones and the what you went through from a health perspective, is it kind of like aha moments all connecting together and the ability that you have now to share some of this and educate others in that space?
Absolutely. And that's what's drawn me so much to Hugh and Grace. I mean, my daughter's adopted. So my husband and I weren't able to have children. And now when I think about some of the things that I didn't know that I know now, I wonder what could have been different. Now,
Yeah.
I would not change anything for
Ever.
anything. However, I want to be able to be the voice for other women that find themselves in the same position as I did 25, 30 years ago. There's more information out there, but there needs to be even more.
Yeah.
And what Hugh and Grace is doing with these products and just bringing more awareness to what we've been told has not been true. And I think
Yeah.
it's just so important that there's many of us sharing this. And that's really what drew me here. It really connects with what I've gone through. And as much as I can't change what I've been through, I can definitely change it for other people.
I love that. Okay, so launching Canada. I mean, it is exciting. It has to be exciting, I'm guessing. I would love for you to share how exciting it feels to be someone that is a founder and launching into a company, a new country. We're here, we're doing all the things. I love we're getting some go Canada in the chat. I love that. But what does it feel like to kind of launch into a new space? For a company, we're still a baby company in some ways, but like we're year 4 and now we're going into Canada and you are leading that. How does that feel?
Oh, it feels so exciting. It is amazing. I love that I'm able to bring this team that we're in the midst of growing, and we get to be at the forefront of this. I think it's such a cool opportunity. And what I'm noticing is women of all ages, women that have never done any sort of network marketing, women that are seasoned network marketers. This is such a cool opportunity to come and be at the starting gates of opening in this country. I think it is something that a lot of my people that have joined me are taking advantage of. And I think that's really smart. That was, I will be completely honest, when Craig said to me, because backstory, I had heard of Hugh and Grace. Some of the people that I really admired in my past company had come over here. So
Yeah.
I knew about Hugh and Grace, but I actually had no idea that it wasn't in Canada. I had no clue until I was on that call with Craig. And he said, well, Michelle, you can't sign up yet. We're not even in Canada. And I was like, wait, what? He's like,
Yeah.
yes, we're opening November 1st. And I looked at that and was like, oh yeah, we are doing that. It's huge for me. It's very exciting.
Okay, and listen, I said I have my guy is from Canada, so I have like limited knowledge, but I'd love for you to educate us a little bit. I mean, Canada is, I think, a step ahead of the US in understanding a little bit more about ingredients. But do you think that education piece is still missing in Canada? And how is it in Canada that I think there is a little bit more regulation, but you mentioned people aren't talking about it and educating. And looking back at even everything that happened with you didn't realize and didn't know those things. Is that part of the reason why you're excited to bring it to Canada in that way?
Absolutely. I do hear this all the time, and I do believe that our health regulations are stronger and stricter than the US. But the truth is, the average everyday person here does not understand what we're talking about. The
Yes.
doctors here are not talking about EDCs. They are
Yes.
not. So we need to educate, like we across the board, Canada, the USA, like we need to educate. The more we can talk about this, I mean, from a person that has a 13-year-old that is obsessed with Bath and Body Works and Sephora, I mean,
Yeah.
we need to get this information out right now.
Yeah.
And I know that is said a lot about Canada, and I suppose from health regulations, Health Canada, it's a little stricter with ingredients, but still the average person, no, we're not that educated.
I actually love that you're mentioning, I mean, this is education for me too, as well. And I think anyone that's out there, that's learning about this as an opportunity, like it's a good reminder that this is about value added. This is about educating others. This is about getting that information out. And maybe even because there's this myth that Canada's ahead, people aren't talking about it as much.
Mhm.
So I think that that's such an important thing. So being a part of Hugh and Grace, what have you learned so far? Like, what are you loving?
Well, besides the products, I mean, these products are just incredible. Every single thing that I try, I'm in love with, even things that I didn't want.
Yes. Same.
I'll give a story about the body oil. So I am not a body moisturizer. I'm just too lazy. I'm in a
Yeah.
hurry. I don't have time to slather and stuff on my body. And I got this body oil and I thought, oh, I'm just going to give this away. But I thought, no, I need to watch the formulator call. I need to use this stuff to be able to share it. And when the formulator call said, not only are there ingredients that aren't, harming you inside, it's protecting you from toxins on the outside. My mind was just blown. I'm like, this,
Yes.
this is incredible. And I love the simplicity. There's not tons and tons of things we're talking about. It's a simple, clean line that is so good for us. So that is one bucket that I'm loving. But
Yes.
truthfully, um, coming from another company,
Yeah.
you guys are incredible. I mean, Kelly texts me the first day that I joined. I've never seen that in my life. Sarah has, like, I just can't believe how welcoming everyone is. And I will tell you the truth. I saw, these other people coming to this company saying it's different here. And I'd get so triggered. I'd be like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
right. It is not. It is
Yeah.
100% different here. It feels different. You're welcomed, you're valued, you're elevated. Everyone is treated similarly. It's just an amazing place. So yes, the products and the mission and the impact that we can make is super important to me, but really how this company is run and how you value people here and compensate people and reward people and encourage people. It is just different. It's incredible.
Okay, well, obviously, as being a part of the corporate team, that makes me really, really excited for you to say that. And I think I totally love that you said like it triggered you. I do think sometimes people are like different. I even say that to some of my friends that have been in the industry. No, like we really do things different. I think one of the things that I loved, and I said I've been here for 4 years, but I met Sarah and Ben, and I had a great job, but I was kind of just not happy. I knew things were pivoting. And Sarah and Ben said the advocates will always be the hero of our story. And that meant so much to me. And I think that since day one, we have tried to do our best at making everyone feel like they are part of moving this company forward in a really special way. And so I love that you feel that already. Okay, so you talked about product, and I saw someone in the comments say that they have started using the skincare. And I have to say, like, I was doing like a 7-step regimen, or let's be honest, I wasn't doing the 7-step regimen. I had the 7 steps, and sometimes at night I was like, could I do two things or one thing or what's happening? And I love the simplicity of our line, and I want to do it. I think that the night serum has that blue tansy smell, and it's like relaxing, and it's actually something I want to do. So I always joke that when I do these calls, I get to say a different product every time because I do have so many favorites. Like I love the 5-in-1 cleanser. I love the night serum. I love the triple boost. I'm now making that as we walk out in the door every morning for my teenagers or tweens. And so there are so many aspects of this company I love, but what is your favorite?
My favorite is hydrate and detox. I mean, that so I'm a nutritional therapist, so I'm gonna always come at you with, why
Yes.
I think, but what is in that stuff? Like, if anyone is on this call and not using it every day, get your butt, you need it. I
Yes.
just think the ingredients in that product are incredible, astounding. I can't actually believe that they're all in one place. That is my absolute favorite. I feel different. My husband feels different. My daughter's taking it every day to school. That's my absolute favorite product.
Okay, I love, agree. And listen, the nutritionist in you won't love this, but I have not ever been a great water drinker. But I drink the hydrate in the morning, and then I want water. Like it almost triggers me to drink more water than I've ever drank before. And so I think that my family is very proud of me now that I have the hydrate and detox. And it's refreshing. I love both flavors. And watermelon's back for anybody out there. Watermelon was a limited time flavor, and now everyone's loving watermelon. So I love that that is your favorite. So we talked about, I mean, this is a Canadian call in a lot of ways. You are a leader for Canada. We can say that, like you are leading the way in Canada. How excited are you to be leading, and what are you excited about for the next year in Canada as we launch Hugh and Grace for the country?
Well, first, I love that you say I am a leader, but I cannot not mention the 3 other women that I am leading with. So something that we did is we came together, and there's Megan, Allie, and Lindsay, and the 4 of us are leading our team together. So as much as maybe it's my name today, I want to make sure that it's their names too, because we're doing this together and we're bringing in this amazing community of women. So that's one thing. And truthfully, that's what's making me excited, is the collaboration between all of us. There's no real hierarchy or anything like
Yeah.
that. We're just doing this together and having so much fun with it. But I think what I'm most excited about is just to get more. I feel like this company is so much more accessible than anything I've ever done before. More people want to do this. They want to join the mission. And that's how I really talk about this. This isn't about selling hydrate and detox or the 5-in-1 cleanser. It's about joining a mission that you really feel called to advocate for this message. And I'm just excited to see Canada blow up. I mean, Canada, we are huge people, and we need to get this across the country. So many people in every single province talking about this and making Hugh and Grace not something that people have never heard of, but something that's
Yes.
well known across this country.
I love that. And I agree. Being here from year one, I get so excited when now I talk to someone and they've heard of Hugh and Grace. And so of course, want that for Canada as well. I mean, I think it's what we all want to grow and build. And I love that you mentioned the mission. In today's world, I think especially on social media and all the things, it's sales, sales, sales. And I love that we're mission driven and about education, and we're providing value added and really balance and simplicity in a lot of ways. And so I think it makes it Yes, are you financially rewarded? Of course, but there's more purpose behind it in a lot of ways. So I love that. Okay, so Michelle, to round this out, why would you tell people now is the right time to jump in here at Hugh and Grace?
Hmm. Well, my gut says, first of all, it has to feel like the right time for you. You
Yes.
know what, any time is going to be the right time when it feels like the right time for you. And I believe to be successful here, and this was my thought in my past company, you have to be connected to the mission. You have to want to serve people. You can't come into this type of business and just want the financial reward. It won't happen without the actual desire to serve others. And what I love about this company that feels so different is it has this beautiful mission behind it. So if that is resonating with you and calling to you, and you're like, I mean, I remember feeling like I was like, oh yeah, this is what I need to be doing, then there's no better time. I mean, if you're Canadian, come on, like this is the best time to do this. You want to be a founding member
Yes.
of the Canadian team or the Canadian whatever we call ourselves. But it at the root of it, it has to feel right to each individual. And I believe here it has to really feel like a mission driven purpose that you want to serve other people with this message.
I love that. And I think you saying that, Michelle, I got like teary for a second, which is so silly, but it's what I want this company, it's what I think all of us want this company to be. And I say often, like, my goal for you is your goal for yourself. Like, we're not here to push anything on you ever. And so I love that you kind of talk about it in such a special, sweet way that it should feel right. And that's who we want here, right? That's who's going to lead this movement. That's who's going to lead this mission and educate with an incredible purpose behind it. And so I love that that's really how you talked about it. So if someone invited you to this call today, it's because they would love for you to be a part of this incredible community. And there are, of course, a few different ways to join this community. And I'll just mention a couple of the other ways. Of course, you can be a client. I think we have some clients on here today who are waiting for their Hugh and Grace products to arrive, or they just got them. So clients we love. We also have HG Insider, which is like our VIP program, but also you can be a retailer. So at Hugh and Grace, if you own a boutique, a nail salon, a hair salon, a massage therapist, a yoga studio, you can carry our products right on your store shelves, which is something I love being in this business model for a long time because it's not something that I saw in other companies. You can also be an affiliate. So if you think social influencer, someone who loves to share a link on their social media platforms, you can be an affiliate. But I think that Michelle and I would both agree that the advocate option is the creme de la creme, the best option here at Hugh and Grace, especially right now in Canada. You get to jump in and be a founding member. A founder of Canada at Hugh and Grace, which is incredible. And there are some additional bonuses as you get started in launching your business. So Advocate is the way to go. We love the Advocate program. And it's really you getting to share and educate your friends, family, network, but also empowering others to do the same, which will fill your heart in some amazing ways. So Michelle, this was so fun to get to
Well,
know you. I
it
loved
was great.
it.
Thank you.
And if anybody has any questions, you can, of course, reach out to the person that invited you, or you can reach out to the corporate staff here at Hugh and Grace. So thank you, Michelle, and thank you to everyone that jumped on. Thank you to Michelle's mom jumping on and watching Michelle. She did a great job. And we appreciate all of you. Thank you, Michelle.
Thank you. Bye,
Thanks,
Kelly.
everyone. Bye.
Bye.